Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin and for today's video I'm going to kind of be doing something that I'm excited about because like so many other times I was in the mood to film. I didn't really have an idea that I was like super pumped about filming though, and then I came up with the title and now we're here and I am so excited to be filming this video and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So over the summer I did a video called Books I Can't Recommend to You, I think was what it was called anyway, and essentially I just told you a bunch of books that I was really excited about reading that were summery contemporary books, but I hadn't read them yet and I anticipated loving them but I wasn't sure, so I couldn't technically recommend them to you, but I wanted to put them on your radar, and we're doing that again today but with spooky books because that's essentially what I wanted to do and it took me a long time to figure out the title. So here we are. I'm super excited. This is going to hopefully be really fun. And yeah, I don't have anything else to say. I did a little bit of like Halloween makeup. This is like one of the only black shirts that I own, so I tried to get in the Halloween spooky spirit. I apologize if it's not the best. My effort is here. Let's get started. So I just kind of went around my shelves and picked out the books that kind of gave me spooky vibes, and now we're here. So these are in no particular order. We have a manga, we have a graphic novel, and then we have a bunch of other traditional novels. Some are adult, some are young adults. They're kind of all over the place. So we'll just start with the one that's on the top. First one is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. The last book recently just came out called Capturing the Devil. This is a 4-book series about, the first one is about a girl who lives in London, I believe, and she wants to be involved in medicine, but at this time, because it's historical fiction, girls were not really allowed to practice medicine. It was looked down upon, and then she's working with this guy named Thomas Caswell, I believe, and they're investigating murders. I think that's where we're at. I have not read this book, obviously that's what's going on with all of these, but I'm super excited to, and it gives me spooky vibes, so I might pick this one up this year. I'm not sure, but it is one that I have wanted to read like since it came out and just never have because I'm a failure. The next one is one that I literally should have read months ago, and the reason that it's on this list is because it has to do with witches in historical France, and I feel like that is such a spooky vibe, and based on the description I'm sure you already know what book I'm talking about. It's been getting a ton of buzz lately, and that is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. This is about a witch who marries a witch hunter due to certain circumstances that I don't know what they are, and things, I'm sure it's like forbidden romance, hate to love romance. I'm sure there's gonna be some tension in here. I'm so excited. It should be incredible. I'm hoping anyway. I have to wait for my dog to stop barking. So how are you guys doing? Okay, I apologize. My mom came home and she has not been home for a month, so things are different now, I'm sure, like lighting wise and everything else, but I'm going to try and film the rest of this very quickly because she left really quick, but she's coming back and I'm gonna want to spend the most time with her that I possibly can because I have missed my mom. So we're going to continue. I think the last book that I was talking about was Serpent and Dove. I don't know what else I had to say, so I apologize if I was in the middle of a thought. This is one that I can't recommend to you, but would love to read and sounds very interesting and has been getting a ton of praise. The next one is Grave Mercy by Robin Lefevers. I'm not sure how you pronounce her last name. I apologize. This is about nun assassins. Again, another historical fantasy. It sounds absolutely incredible. It's not super hyped on BookTube, but the people who have read it absolutely love it. This is a trilogy, and recently the spin-off series just started coming out, and so these are the original covers, but they have new covers as well. Yes, this one sounds incredible, and it's about Death's handmaidens, and that just sounds awesome and badass, and I can't wait to read the whole series, hopefully. This is one that I feel like is just like a fall read in general, not necessarily super spooky, but it also is kind of spooky because nun assassins, death handmaidens, you know? Next is the manga recommendation, and that is Death Note by Sugami Oba. This is, again, about the death god, and he drops his like death note on Earth, and a human has power and is killing a bunch of people using this note that is not made for mortals. I have started this one. I don't know how far I am in it. I'm like 100 and something pages, or maybe I'm only 80 pages, I don't even remember, but I'm enjoying this. Not necessarily in the mood for it though, so I haven't picked it up, but tons of people also really love this series as well. Next is the graphic novel recommendation. This is another one that is kind of like fall, not necessarily spooky, but it's also like steampunk fantasy, so I feel like maybe it could be spooky, I have no idea. And that is Monstrous by Marjorie Liu and Sana Takeda. This is one that Brittany over at Brittany the Bibliophile has been raving about recently and absolutely loving this graphic novel series. The art style in it is super like gothic and cool, and I am so obsessed with it. So this is one that I definitely really want to read. It's definitely a thicker graphic novel, but like I said, it's like steampunk fantasy, and that just sounds so cool. There are monsters in it, and other than that, I have no idea what this is about. I apologize for my dog barking. There's nothing that I can do to stop her. The next one is a newer release, and it's one that I've talked a little bit about on my channel, and that is The 10th Girl by Sarah Faring. This takes place in Argentina at a boarding school, I believe, and I think either like a girl goes missing or something. The cover is super spooky and super cool. This has been getting a ton of buzz lately. The actual cover is super cool. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like you can't even tell, but there are indentations in it. There you can kind of tell. Just like repeating the numbers 1 and 0 over and over and over again, and it looks super cool. The back says, "A haunted Argentinian mansion, a family curse, a twist you'll never see coming. Welcome to Vaccaro School." So this one I'm so freaking excited to read. The next one is actually an older one that I think came out last year and is now optioned to be is soon to be a major motion picture. So it's becoming a movie, and that is The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. This is about an agoraphobic woman who was just kind of looking out her window one day and saw something that she shouldn't have seen happen, and now she's like not sure if that's actually what she saw or what was going on. This is an adult thriller, I believe. And Emma Books raved about it when it came out. Obviously, a lot of people like it because it is now becoming a movie. My grandma read this and really, really enjoyed it, and so I am super excited to hopefully get to this one this season because it sounds so cool, and I think that that's an interesting twist. Like, someone is watching something happen just from their house and they have to like be the only witness. Like, that just sounds like a very interesting twist on a typical thriller. One that I'm sure you've heard about time and time again if you are not new to the booktube community is the Diviners series by Libba Bray. This is not one that I have read yet. It is on my TBR for this month. This is set in 1920s New York City, and that first of all sounds like the perfect atmosphere. It also has to do with supernatural elements, and the second one is like dreams, and like that sounds super spooky. A bunch of people read these books around, Halloween time, and I want to read it. It sounds incredible. School has been kicking my butt though, and so I feel bad committing to a huge book, but hopefully it'll happen. There are supernatural people. There are people called the Diviners. This cover is everything, and the main character is Evie, but there's also a large, diverse cast as well. That's all I know about this. That's all I want to know about this. I think there are ghosts maybe, and I'm excited. And then lastly is another newer release that everyone has been talking about, if they're part of the book community, and that is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This follows a cult at Yale, I believe. That's all I know about it. I know that the main character's name is Alex. I know Leigh Bardugo. I know that the snake is making its appearance. the YA snake. I mean, this is an adult book, but you know. And I am excited to read it. It should be incredible. Another one that I don't own but would love to read is Night Film by Marisha Pessl. That is about a director who has a pretty strong cult following, but nobody's seen him in 30 years, and this guy is investigating the supposed suicide of his daughter that he doesn't think was actually a suicide. So that also sounds really good and really spooky, but I haven't read it, so can't recommend it to you. That is it for this video. I'm sorry it was a mess. I know I could have done better, but I am so distracted I can't even think right now, so I apologize that this was not the best video I have ever made. I promise that next one will be better. I hope that you're all doing well. I hope that you got some recommendations, or maybe not, because these are all probably things that you've heard of. But nonetheless, I hope that you're doing well, reading, mentally, and otherwise, and I really hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.